Hello everyone, welcome to my part 2 Uniball Signo DX, what do we say, soon to be discontinued color replacement series? So if you have not watched the original video where I'm explaining the Uniball Signo DX colors that are going to be discontinued at the end of this year, please find the card that I'm putting up in the corner right now and start there. There's also a part 1 where I swatch other frequently requested colors that are part of the discontinuation that people were like worried about, you know, like what is my replacement going to be? And so this part 2 is going to include the remaining frequently requested colors: Prussian Blue, Blue Green, and Emerald. So it's kind of a blue-green theme today. So Prussian Blue was much harder to match than I thought it was going to be. I would describe Prussian Blue as almost like a true navy. So it pulls more blue than blue blacks usually do. I think blue blacks usually tend to be a little darker toward black. Yeah, Prussian Blue, I'm going to describe it as navy. It has been described by some fans as a warm blue. And there are definitely blues that I could find that I would describe as much more warm. So if what you're really after is a really warm blue, I wouldn't necessarily say Prussian is the warmest blue, which, by the way, sounds kind of like an oxymoron. But if you think about blue that pulls with a little more red in it, actually kind of pulls a little bit more toward purple. Purple would be the warmest blue you could get, I think, but of course then it's purple. Just for those of you who are like, what in the heck is a warm blue? That doesn't make sense to me because blue is cool. But blue can pull warmer depending on kind of like what other colors are in it, if that makes sense, or tones. So in any case, let me just get to this. I swatched a ton to compare Prussian Blue to. Now, the first thing to tell you that's really important is we still have Prussian Blue right now. We did just restock it, and we're supposed to be able to keep restocking it till the end of the year. So you're not, I think, in a desperate situation yet. But also, just if you like the color Prussian Blue and want to try other options, this is a good video for you as well. So I was kind of surprised by what I ended up deciding were the closest matches to Prussian Blue. I am going to zoom in here for the swatching. No matter how close I zoom, people still complain, so I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so I gotta find my Prussian Blue to get started here. Here we go. So here is the Uniball Signo DX Prussian Blue. Okay. Okay, I am magnified. Let me see though if I can get even closer. Okay, I'm sorry. That's as close as it's getting before it's just blurry mess. Okay, so this is our original, and I'm gonna put it down along here so that I can compare it to some good ones. Okay, so the problem with most blues is that they are just too bright, or they're like a blue black that's too black. Okay, so it ruled out almost all the blues I tried. If you super like this color and you want a creative option, but a very different ink, I was surprised. This is one of the last ones I tried. The Friction Point Knock in Blue, I think I just tried it out of desperation, is actually a really fabulous match. It's one of the only things I swatched that I thought, oh my gosh, that is really actually very close. So that is the Friction Point Knock in blue. And all of the blue friction inks in any of the models should be the same. So I think you would find that to be a nice possibility for you if you like the friction. Now, of course, not everybody does. Another super interesting option for you, actually, is the High-Tech Sea Blue Black. Now, I say this because it pulls more blue than most of the other blue blacks. But it, you know, it is a blue black. So, but I did want to show you that option because, like I said, this is a hard one to match, so we're getting as close as we can. And I actually completely sort of like revisited my interest in the High-Tech Sea Blue Black, which I haven't been using for a long time. But when swatching this, I was like really digging it. Interesting option for you if you like blue but want a little bit more interesting blue. Another very interesting option for you that, see, I hate to include limited editions in this, but we do still have plenty of these at the time that I'm recording this video. This is a recent Uniball 1 limited edition called Denim Blue. It was part of the Classic Color series. So it comes in the 3-color set called American Diner or something like that. Or you can get it individually in the Denim Blue. And watch this. It is so close. So this is would be such a fun option to try. I think if you like the Prussian Blue, you will love the Uniball 1 Denim Blue. And let's see, I think I had one other that I wanted to recommend, which was, let me see real quick here. Let me go back to my research. So you can, I'm actually going to go like this. You can see sort of like how different the blues are, like shockingly. Let's see, what was the other one? I don't know. You could, like, the thing is, if you kind of like a less bright blue and you like this High-Tech Sea Blue Black, I think you'd also like the Juice Up Blue Black. Some of these were way too dark. Oh yeah, so this one is a couple more interesting options, basically, I would say. So the Sakura Ball Sign in Royal Blue. Now this is going to be a 0.6 tip size, so it is a thicker tip size. But it definitely was kind of just a nice deep blue that has some warmth to it. So it's a nice navy, I would say. So this is Royal Blue, the Sakura Ball Sign. These have been around for a long time, these Sakura Ball Sign. And then finally, I'm gonna swatch, this one is like really just kind of like a, if you like Prussian blue, you may also really like this kind of situation. So this is the blue gray, not in the regular Sarasa Clip lineup, but in the Sarasa R. It is a different color. And I have done videos where I compare the Sarasa and the Sarasa R. If I can find it, I'll put it right here so you can go take a look. But let me show you kind of how it looks next to this one. You know, it does have, it pulls, how do you say this? So if you look good in warm colors and you want to wear something that's like navy. You want something that pulls with a little bit of green, like an ultramarine blue. And this is what this reminds me of here. You can see it's pulling in like a teeny tiny bit of green, which is, you know, adds some warmth to it. So let's see. Rasa R, and this one is actually well, did I even tell you? This is the blue-gray Rasa R. Hopefully I didn't call it blue-green before. I might have. But it's the blue-gray Rasa R, and it's, you know, it is actually a different color than the vintage one. I'll just like show you. It's like a little bit darker, I would say, than the vintage one, which makes it an interesting option if you really like the Prussian Blue. So now you've seen basically like the closest I've been able to find, and you can see that the best color match is going to be your friction point knock blue, or your friction blue, which is kind of crazy. But I think you can also see how the denim blue is really similar, and that if you like the Prussian Blue, you'd probably like some of these as well. So I think that'll be enough for the Prussian Blue. Again, I really narrowed it down, and I just like completely ruled out, like, I would say at least 20 other comparisons. So now let's do the emerald and the blue green. They're interesting ones to do together. And these are a little bit more simple than the Prussian Blue. So let's make sure we're close up. So your emerald is, as it sounds, you know, it is it's not a bright like primary green, but it is a blue green that pulls way more green. And with a name like emerald, you'd expect it to be a lot more green, right? And then I'm actually gonna put the blue green over here just because they are similar in a lot of ways, and I think a lot of people want to see just kind of like them near each other. So we've got our emerald, we've got our blue green. Do we have good focus? That's one of the problems with zooming in, is sometimes then we get a blur. Okay. So with the emerald, just straight up, your best bet is going to be the Uniball 1 replacement they gave you in that new Uniball 1 series, just color-wise. It's a very nice match. But again, just like the Prussian Blue, you can still buy the Uniball Signo DX for a while, so don't totally panic if you're like, oh man, I hate the Uniball 1. Yeah, I know, not everyone likes it. Some people do like it. It's just, you know, everyone's got their own things they like. And if you like the Uniball Signo DX, you can still get it. So don't worry quite yet. But again, this is like for people who have been asking for color recommendations, similar color recommendations. I wanted to show you the Uniball 1, what they call turquoise blue, nearby it, because I just think there'll be a lot of people that'll be like, hey, but what about this one? I think it's weird they call it turquoise blue because it like pulls so green to me. It's like, it's mint green, if you ask me. So this is the Uniball 1 emerald replacement. This one's the Uniball 1 turquoise blue. which I think was not named very well, but whatever. So those are some interesting options for you, I think, in the Uniball 1 lineup. That's about as good as you're gonna get when you compare it to Emerald. Most greens are just way more bright primary green. And most blue greens are gonna pull more blue. So yeah, it's hard to match this one, but there are a couple creative options I did want to show you next to both the emerald and the blue green, because they're really interesting alternatives. If you like these colors, I think you'd like these. So the Juice Up in metallic green, I think for anybody who likes emerald, you would also really like this color. And the fun thing about it is that you can also use it on black as well. So this is the Juice Up in metallic green. It's nice because it is a green that, again, isn't like a bright Kelly green. So it's for green lovers that kind of want those softer greens, I think. And then I would say a very similar thing about the Juice Up in pastel green. And so let me show it to you next to the blue green. So this is the Juice Up in pastel green, which is a very interesting alternative to the blue green. And just like with the metallic green Juice Up, you can use it on black paper, which is fun. So interesting option for you there. Another interesting one that I think you would actually really like is the classic Rasa Blue Green. A nice thing about the Rasa Blue Green is that it comes in both the regular pen lineup, but then also the Rasa Select, of course. You can choose a blue green. So if you like doing the custom multi-pens, that is a fun option for you. And it is the exact same color. So this is the just straight up Rasa Blue Green. And I would say just color-wise, a fabulous alternative. If you like the Uniball Signo DX Blue Green, you will like the Rasa Blue Green, in my opinion. Pulls even a little bit more blue than the Uniball Signo DX. And in some ways, I think the Juice Up Pastel Green is a better color match than the Rasa Blue Green, but the Rasa Blue Green is going to be more similar ink, if that makes sense. And then I think there was one more I wanted to sort of give oh yeah. So this is an interesting one. For those of you who recently got see, this is a limited edition, so it's not a good replacement option, but some of you probably have this in your collection. So the Rasa Aqua Blue, they called this in the relaxation series. Now we do still have some left, but it's just once they're sold out since they are limited edition. But let me show you how kind of similar this is. So this is the Rasa Aqua Blue. They call it Aqua Blue, even though I swear it pulls more green. And this is from the Relaxation series. So sorry to include some limited editions, but every limited edition I included in this is currently available on our site still, so I thought it would be okay to include it. But let me do this close up for you one more time. So our Prussian Blue comparisons and our emerald and blue green comparisons. Okay, so I think that is probably all we are going to need for the Uniball Signo DX comparisons. But if you're like, okay, I watched 2 of these videos and you still didn't compare my favorite one, please let me know, because I would be happy to do more research. It's, you know, as fun as it looks. All right, everyone, I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.